a written instrument transferring the grantor's ownership of or interest in real property is known as A deed, B title, C mortgage, or D easement.
Well, I want to say deed.
A deed. Yeah, I believe so. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, perfect. Deed is correct. And then definitely knowing the process of making the deed transfer to the grantee, as well as the process for what you'll need to know for a legit purchase agreement a property to transfer is definitely helpful. So hopefully we go over them in here. Who executes a deed? A notary, B grantee, C grantor, or D vendee.
Grantor?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I
think
have
that's good.
literally no idea.
Yeah, I would say that too.
Oh,
Perfect. That's exactly what I would say too. So yeah, the grantor executes the deed and gives it to the grantee. So a grantor acknowledges that they voluntarily execute a deed in front of a notary. The notary acknowledges or notarizes the signature of the grantor on the deed. The grantee does not sign the deed, nor does the vendee, the buyer in a land installment contract. Okay. So the grantor has to be in front of a notary to execute the deed, but the person that actually executes it is the grantor. Good job. All right. The open, notorious, hostile, and uninterrupted possession of the property of another under claim of title is called A, easement by prescription, B, easement by necessity, C, acceleration, D, adverse possession.
hmm. I don't know.
I think this one is adverse possession. Okay,
Okay.
cool. Yeah. So this is a crazy scenario, but when a person either is living in the house for a specified period of time, then they can become the primary owner of that property.
Oh,
Yes. So adverse possession is the open, notorious, hostile, and uninterrupted possession of the property of another under the claim of title. The adverse possessor literally becomes the owner of the property after a specified period of time. So that's kind of how I was like, when I first said open, notorious, hostile, I always just think of adverse possession. Uh, on a closing statement, a new mortgage loan is usually A, credit to the seller, B, debit to the seller, C, credit to the buyer, D, debit to the buyer.
I never know what this even means.
Right? Yeah, this is a tough question.
Um,
It's confusing. It's still confusing to this day. I always have to like say it back to myself or run it by somebody else to make sure I'm saying the right thing.
yeah.
But so closing statement, a new mortgage loan is usually so I believe it's a debit to the buyer, but let's see. Honestly, maybe it's a credit to the buyer because like they're getting
I know this is my second time taking the test, and I saw this on the test the first
Mhm.
time, and I'm 100% sure I got it wrong.
Right. Oh my God, I definitely had this on my test as well. And yeah, I was always tripped up on this. All right. I'm gonna guess. What's your
I
instinct go with?
would say the credit to the buyer.
Okay. Oh, yay! Good job. Yes, that's exactly what I was gonna say too. So a new mortgage loan is a credit to the buyer as it reduces the amount of money the buyer has to bring to the closing table. Okay, cool. So yes, so credit to the buyer. So they obviously have to put money down, but they obtain a loan. So basically, they get money to then purchase the home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So credit to the buyer. So the debit is what they have to bring to the closing table, but then they obtain a loan, which then you just pay in increments each month, but they obtain a loan to purchase the house. So that's gonna be credit to the buyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of looking at it in that aspect. Hopefully you have the same exact question because then you know the answer.
I know.
Right. And then I just put the explanation there. That's helpful. So I also like putting in whether it's the question or the explanation into Google, and then sometimes Quizlets pop up, and then you get a good deck of Quizlets to also help with studying materials, like
Yeah.
few questions. Yeah.
Okay.
hmm You can go down like a rabbit hole of all the questions they'll ask you, but at least it'll bring up some quiz, like cool flashcards of similar questions that are on CompuGram. All right. Acknowledgement refers to a sworn statement that the title is good, B, a written declaration by a person executing an instrument given before a notary, public, C, assumption of liability for another party's obligation, or D, addition of soil to property by the gradual operation of natural cause.
I want to say it's the first or the second one.
Yeah. Right. What's the first or second one, too? Sworn state. No. Hmm. Let's Okay, it was B. So wait, it's an acknowledgement refers to a written declaration by a person executing an instrument given before a notary public. I think the keyword is public. Okay,
Okay.
then sworn statement that the title is good is known as an affidavit of title. Cool, okay. Good job. All right. All right. Do you want to do another series of questions in this category?
Um, hmm.
Switch it up here. Yeah, these are various ones.
Did we do the state governance of real estate profession?
Perfect. Yeah. Yep. Let's do this one. That's good. Okay. What is not a duty of both the superintendent of real estate and the Ohio Real Estate Commission? A, revoke or suspend licenses. B, issue fines. C, investigate complaints and subpoena witness. D, apply to a court for an injunction restraining order. So, what is not a duty of both the superintendent of real estate and the Ohio Real Estate Commission? Okay.
Investigate complaints? I don't know.
Yeah, that's a good
The
guess.
ones that really. Ugh.
Right. Okay. So, revoke or suspend licenses. So, whose duty is that? So, while investigating complaints and subpoena witnesses, applying to a court of injunction, restraining order, and issuing fines are all duties of the superintendent and the commission. Okay. So, only the
Oh,
commission may revoke or suspend licenses.
okay.
Yeah. Oh, that was tricky. So only the commission is able to revoke or suspend licenses. All right. The duties of the real estate commission include promoting A, canon of ethics, B, the code of ethics, C, compliance with the Board of Realtors bylaws and rules. D, membership of the Board of Realtors. Gosh, this is a tough one too. Duties of the Real Estate Commission include promoting what?
My gosh, I really don't know this one.
I know. Okay. So they can revoke and suspend licenses. So I think maybe either C or one of the other.
Now I forget what the canon of ethics is, but I feel like I read that at one point.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Okay, so
Oh.
it's A, canon of ethics. Oh my gosh, I was literally either A or C. So the duties of the Real Estate Commission include promoting the canon of ethics. The Code of Ethics and the Board of Realtors are not legal entities. Their bylaws, Code of Ethics, and rules are not mandatory. The canon of ethics is promoted and enforced by the Ohio Real Estate Commission. Remember the difference between code versus canon. Okay. So although they do regulate these things, what
Mhm.
they promote is going to be the canon of ethics.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like enforced. The other stuff is not mandatory, but the canon of ethics is mandatory.
Okay.
Cool. If a seller files a complaint with the Ohio Real Estate Commission against a real estate agent, the first step in the investigation process is A, appeal, B, trial, C, formal hearing, or D, informal mediation meeting if both parties agree.
Appeal. It's my guess. Oh, oh my gosh.
Would have said the same thing. So informal mediation meeting if both parties agree. So if a seller files a complaint with the Ohio Real Estate Commission against a real estate agent, the first step in the investigation process is an informal mediation meeting if both parties agree. It is scheduled if both the complaint and the agent agree to do so.
Oh,
A formal hearing is held at discretion of the superintendent if it is believed wrong has occurred. So first, it's an informal mediation meeting if both parties agree. Then superintendent gets involved if um he they believe from whatever that results are, if it they are in the wrong, then the
okay.
superintendent. Well, yeah, yeah, that's confusing. It like comes back to me after I read it, but then I'm looking at it. Yeah. The Ohio Real Estate Commission has the duty to A, maintain, investigate, and audit records of brokers. B, appoint hearing examiners with the approval of the probate court. Appoint auxiliary trustees upon the death of a broker. C, administer real estate license law. D, hear appeals regarding the claims against the recovery fund. This one's tough. Oh, wow. Get a link. Um,
Okay, well, I know I need to study all these things because these 5
I
questions are
don't know,
so
right?
hard.
These are super tricky though. And I think, yeah, so this would be under like this Ohio portion for the state exam.
Oh, like just the state?
I'm pretty sure like these questions are, yeah, just like the state
That's
portion,
crazy.
not the national. There may
Because
be
I
some.
passed the state the first time. I just cannot pass the national.
Oh, got it. Yeah, I passed I had trouble passing the national as well because there's so much material on it.
No.
Yeah. There may be like a few questions on this, but these are mostly state questions.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah,
well, yeah, I guess. Um, I don't know.
do this. No. Wow, that was gonna be my last choice. Okay, so the Ohio Real Estate Commission has the duty to hear appeals regarding claims against the recovery fund. Okay, so only hearing appeals regarding claims against the recovery fund is duty of the Ohio Real Estate Commission. Okay. To know. If the Ohio Real Estate Commission finds a real estate agent guilty of misconduct and suspends the agent's license, the agent may file A, civil lawsuit with the Ohio Court of Appeals, B, civil lawsuit against the Ohio Real Estate Commission, C, appeal with the Court of Common Pleas, D, suit declaring bankruptcy so the fine levied by the Ohio Real Estate Commission is discharged with his other debt.
Hmm. I want to say that like the two bottom ones.
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah. I think May. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I think it's C. So yeah, so what they'll do is appeal with the Court of Common Pleas. All appeals of the Ohio Real Estate Commission decisions must be brought before the Court of Common Pleas, not the appeals court. The sales agent cannot sue the Ohio Real Estate Commission over its decision, nor is any fine levied by the commission dischargeable in bankruptcy. All right. Yes. So anytime a real estate agent is found guilty of misconduct and suspends the agent's license, the agent may file an appeal with the Court of Common Pleas.
Okay.
Yeah. I think they just kind of tricked us by saying Ohio Court of Appeals when that's like not a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a tough topic. Good we went over. Hopefully you don't have any of those questions on your exam.
Yeah. I hope not.
Right? Already passed that section. All right. Cool. So yeah. Yeah, so again, I'm not positive as to how they set up, but yeah, so when it's like this one,
Mhm.
and license requirements and state, these three I think are all just under the state section.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, let me know if
Um, we do contracts.
yeah. I'm shocked that I feel like one probably everybody's like getting back to school.
Right. Well, also there was no I went through my first email that got sent out to like come to the Zoom because it showed all the dates. Like there wasn't like a follow-up email that was like it's happening today. It was just like the first email that I recognized that it was also today.
Oh, got it. So there wasn't like a reminder like, hey, study session.
No.
Oh, good to know. Okay. Got it. Make sure that everybody gets that then. I know I should have posted on the Facebook. I'll I'll make sure that I feel like there is a way that I could just have that automatically send out to everybody who's on the Facebook group.
Yeah.
But yeah, good to know. Okay, so a reminder of study sessions on Thursdays to send back out to everybody and then have that weekly update. So there won't be study session the first week of September,
Okay.
but I'll post that in the Facebook group for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the questions to contracts. So an agreement of sale is a contract between A, buyer and seller, B, seller and broker, C, buyer and broker, or D, seller, buyer, and mortgagee.
Buyer and seller, I'm pretty sure.
Good job. Yes. Agreement of sale, more often called a sales contract, is between the buyer and seller. When a listing agreement or a listing contract is between the broker and seller. A buyer made an earnest deposit of $500 on a $40,000 house, but withdrew the offer before the seller accepted it. The broker should dispose of the buyer's earnest money by A, paying it to the court, B, returning it to the buyer, C, giving it to the seller, D, keeping it as part of commission.
Returning it to the buyer.
Yes. Since there was no contract, since the seller had not accepted the buyer's offer, the earnest money must be returned to the buyer. Good job. A buyer makes an offer to buy a house for $50,000. The seller does not accept the offer, but responds that he will accept no less than $55,000 for his house. The seller has just made A option, B unilateral enforcement contract, C counteroffer, D bilateral enforceable contract.
Well, I want to say
So
counter offer, but
yeah, definitely. So yes,
okay.
it would be a counteroffer. So the first offer of $50,000 completely wipes out, and then the seller makes a counteroffer,
Okay.
which terminates the original offer. Cool. Perfect. Good job. Earnest money is best described as A, the money deposited by the purchaser with the broker or seller to pay for the expense of examining title. B, good faith money deposited by the purchaser at the time of signing the offer. C, the consideration for the sale of the property. Or D, the commission paid to the broker.
I think it's good faith money deposited by the purchaser.
Yeah. So another term for earnest money is going to be good faith money because it is not a requirement. Good job. Okay. A bilateral contract is one that A, binds only the one party to an agreement, B, is void, C, is unenforceable, D, binds both parties to an agreement.
Both parties.
Good job. Okay. If upon a receipt of purchase under certain terms, the seller makes a counteroffer, the prospective purchaser is A, bound by the agent's decision, B, relieved of the original offer, C, bound to accept the counteroffer, D, bound by the original offer.
B.
Correct. That is exactly what I would say. Good job.
Is there a way to access this website? Like anytime?
So this, so it's actually, did you take your classes through Hondros?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's like they include it in your a certain package that you buy, but it like the brokerage does pay for this program.
Oh, okay.
I like they I would definitely maybe just check in with Hondros and say like, hey, does my package with my coursework, does it include CompuCram logins or is that a separate fee? And then kind of see if it is a separate fee, like if it's monthly and or like you pay per month or what that looks like.
Okay.
Because they may give a discount on it. Kind of like
Okay.
if you've heard of Prop Agent.
Yes.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like if you keep using it, then they start paying you have to pay.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not sure exactly how much it is, but I know that they do have CompuCram courses like either live streams or in person at
Okay.
Hondros. Yeah. That way you have unlimited test taking. Right. So the term specific performance refers to A, an executed contract in which all elements of the contract have been specifically fulfilled. B, the agreement of all parties of the contract. C, the right of either party to cancel a contract provided legal notice is given. D, a legal procedure or action brought by either the buyer or seller to enforce the terms of the contract. So a specific performance refers to.
Is it D? I don't know.
Yeah, that one sounds correct. Good job. So, a specific performance is a remedy law that would require one party to specifically perform his or her obligation as called for under contract. Good job. When an offer is presented, the seller may A, make a counteroffer, B, reject the offer, C, accept the offer so it becomes a contract, or D, all of the answers listed.
D.
Yeah, good job. All right. A listing agent shows a buyer a home. The buyer then fills out an offer to buy the home, which the listing agent takes and explains to the sellers. The sellers like the offer and sign their acceptance of it. They then hand the accepted offer to their agent with instructions to deliver the accepted contract back to the buyer. At this point, all of the following statements are true regarding this offer, except A, the offer was accepted by the sellers, B, the sellers have not relinquished control of the acceptance. B or C, the listing agent now has possession of the accepted offer. Or D, the accepted offer doesn't need to be communicated or delivered to the buyer.
I,
So at this point, all the following statements are true regarding this offer except. So which one is not true?
well, I feel like it's D because I feel like it needs to be communicated. So,
Good
okay.
job. Yeah, exactly.
There's a lot.
I know, right? Yes, good job. Yeah, so I feel like a lot of the test is just like reading every line by line. And then when you go to the answers, eliminating the ones you know for sure are not correct, and then kind of choosing the best.
Okay.
Yeah. If a broker receives two offers for the same house at the same time, one from the agent of a cooperating broker and another from their own agent, the broker should A, reject both offers, B, submit their agent's offer to the sellers first, C, submit both offers, D, submit the cooperating broker's offer to the seller first.
I think it's C.
Correct. Yeah. No matter who the offers are from, they must be presented to the sellers. Good job. The scope and purpose of a real estate contract does not include the sale of A, home, B, real property, C, personal property, D, fixtures.
Personal.
Good job. So when it comes to personal property, that's when you use a bill of sale. Which is not an essential element of a real estate contract? A, lawful and possible objective. B, offer and acceptance. C, valuable consideration. D, good consideration. So which is not essential?
I want to say A. I don't remember learning about that. I don't know. Oh, maybe I should have.
Contract must be supported by valuable consideration. Good consideration is usually the form of love and affection. While it is not without value, it's readily assertable value cannot be calculated. Contracts must have an offer, acceptance, valuable consideration, lawful and possible objective, and competent parties.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, got it. So good consideration is what they consider to be law or love and affection. So that is not essential for the real estate contract. Yeah, that was hard.
Okay.
Good consideration. Be the not. It's tricky when you get a question of like accept or not. Okay, so a commercial broker listed a storefront for rent. A tenant was procured. After the lease was signed, the owner refused to pay the listing broker. In order to obtain their fee, the broker could A, file a complaint with the Division of Real Estate, B, sue for the specific performance, C, sue in criminal court because the fee was $30,000, or D, lien the property.
I want to say D. I don't
Good
know.
job.
Okay.
Yeah, lien the property. The commercial lien law permits a broker to lien a piece of commercial property if they are under contract and have earned their fee, but the owner refuses to pay. This is not true of residential property. Good job. So yeah, so commercial, you can do the lien, but not for residential.
Mm.
Broker would have to file in civil court to obtain the fees in a residential dispute.
Oh, okay.
Well, good job. A broker deposits a buyer's $500 earnest money check into the broker's personal checking account. The broker is guilty of A, condemnation, C, cooperation, or sorry, B, cooperation, C, commingling, or D, capitalization. Don't know.
I'm gonna say C.
The law requiring certain real estate contracts to be in writing to be enforceable is called A, statute of frauds, B, parole evidence rule, C, statute of limitations, D, written instrument law.
I think C. Oh, frauds. Well,
So
okay.
the law requires certain real estate contracts to be in writing. Got so a statute of limitation places a limit on the amount of time after an incident a lawsuit may be filed. The statute of fraud pertains to contracts to buy, sell, or exchange real estate, but does not pertain to listings.
Oh, okay.
That was a good game. Okay. All right, good job. Whoa. Okay. What is another good one?
Um, we do valuation and market analysis.
Yeah. Okay. I feel like I did have a few of those on the test as well. It's so hard. There's so many different categories. It's like
I know.
section was what? Okay. All right. An appraisal is valid only on its effective date because of the A, principle of appraiser income maximization, B, simplicity report model being used by the appraiser, C, cost savings for the client, a higher price could buy an effective date range, or D, principle of change.
Mm, I don't know. I'm just gonna guess. D. I don't know.
Yeah, good job.
Right.
Change constantly happens, influencing value. As such, an appraisal is valid only on its effective date. Yeah. Try to get all technical, but it's just principles of
Yeah.
change. So just change. Nowhere City creates a tax incentives to encourage the rehabilitation of property in a rundown neighborhood. This is an example of which great force? A, eminent domain, B, fiscal policy, C, social, D, governmental.
Uh, governmental? Not really sure.
Sounds right because they affect our good job. Yeah. So whenever I think of taxes, I always think of like government regulated. So the government will often reduce taxes to encourage development of a depressed area.
Hmm.
The life cycle of a neighborhood occurs in four stages. What is the order of the four stages? Is that A, growth, stability, decline, and revitalization? B, decline, stability, growth, and revitalization? C, revitalization, stability, decline, and growth? Or D, growth, decline, revitalization, and stability?
I
So
guess A.
good job. Yeah. A, so the life cycle of a neighborhood occurs in four stages: growth, stability, decline, and revitalization. The market data approach is probably the most accurate for estimating the value of a 100-unit apartment complex, B, church, C, single home in a popular area of town, D, museum in a popular area of town.
Um, I want to say C.
Yeah, good job. Yes. So there are probably many comparable sales to a single family home in a popular area. That is not true on other options, whereas approaches may be more appropriate. So market data approach is probably the most accurate for estimating the value of a single family home in a popular area. And then knowing the various approaches for the apartment complex, museum, and a church is helpful too.
Okay.
And amenities market value is a reflection of A, all of the answers listed, B, the quality and size of the amenity, C, its cost, D, what a typical buyer would pay for the item.
I want to say B because you don't know what a typical buyer would usually pay.
Right.
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
So amenities market value is a reflection of, I feel like they're just using tricky words to make this
Yeah.
harder, but basically what the appraiser does is put a market value on what a buyer would pay for the item.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, by using the word amenity, it like does not make sense. The market value of anything is a reflection of what a typical buyer would pay. Its cost is unimportant. So appraiser's like goes into looks at the house, doesn't know the price of the home, let's say, and then they say what they think a buyer would pay for the home in
Okay.
the current state of the market.
Oh,
That with like obviously everything changing, sales of other houses, and then the condition of the house that they're appraised that they're
okay.
evaluating. What approach to appraisal is best for new construction? A, income, B, estimate, C, comparison, D, cost.
Cost.
Good job. Yes. The cost approach deals with calculating the cost of building a new structure. Good job. The sale price is always A, appraisal value, B, market price, C, replacement cost, D, market value.
I think it's B.
Which one?
B.
B. Good job. Yep. Market price. So the sale price is always the market price. Market value is a theoretical value a property could bring in an arm's length transaction. Oh, that's not a helpful explanation. So sale price is always market price. A home with 5 bedrooms, a formal dining room, living room, family room, one bath, a den, and a first floor utility room is A, an executive's home, B, suffering from functional obsolescence, C, a home that should be put on the blue ribbon homes list, D, incurable.
I don't know. I've never heard of C. Um,
I guess maybe suffering from functional obsolescence.
oh my gosh, really?
Don't assume that a 5 bedroom home is a great home. It could be an old farmhouse with a den and a family room added on. This is a clear case of functional obsolescence. Functional obsolescence is curable. For example, the 1 bedroom could be made into 2 baths. A 4 bedroom home with 3 baths is very desirable. So basically, why I thought functional obsolescence was because of the one bath.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
That was just like the other answers. Basically, the list of answers was just bad all around. But if I
Right.
would choose the best one, I was like, okay, it's maybe B.
No, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah. That's a poorly written question. Luckily, the answers were bad all around. A CMA is prepared to estimate the likely sale price of a property. This analysis is based on the blank approach. CMA is prepared to estimate the likely sale price of a property. This analysis is based on the A, cost approach, B, market data approach, C, income approach, or D, GRM approach.
Um, I want to say B.
Yep, good
Okay.
job. So the CMA compares recent data from the market. The GRM, gross rent multiplier approach, is also known as the income approach. So GRM approach equals income approach. And then the cost approach involves the cost of the building, the home, new, and depreciating it for age of condition. That'll be super helpful on the test, the explanation there. Okay. Something is guaranteed to have value if A, physical, economic, social, and governmental factors influence it. B, it is necessary to sustain life. C, effective demand, utility, scarcity, and transferability exists for the item. Or D, a huge advertising budget is created to market it.
I want to say C.
Good job. Yep. Demand, utility, scarcity, and transferability, the acronym DUST, are features of value. Good job. All right. Crushed it.
That one wasn't as hard as I thought it was going to be.
Right? Yeah. Hopefully you say that when you take the test.
Yeah, I hope so.
Right. All right, cool. Do you want to end it with the transfer of title?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that one's helpful. I wish I gave more questions on this one. All right. How is the estate distributed when a person dies testate? A, the widow gets everything. B, the executor distributes the estate according to the will. C, the law of intestate succession is in play. D, the law of descent and distribution is in play.
Mm, Well, B, I think.
Good job. The executor distributes the estate according to the will. Good job. When one dies without a will, they have died intestate. When one dies testate, it means that there was a will, and so the executor will carry out the wishes of the deceased. Good job. So definitely knowing the difference between those two, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, cool. A title examiner tries to establish who the present owner of a certain property is by reviewing all previous deeds of the previous owners they can find. The title examiner is trying to establish a certificate of title, B, a certificate of no defense, C, certificate of sale, or D, chain of title.
I think D.
Good job. Exactly. Whenever I think things are in like chronological order, it's the most likely chain of title. All right. On a closing settlement statement, the buyer's brokerage is A, credit to the buyer, B, debit to the seller, C, credit to the seller, D, debit to the buyer. So on a closing statement, the buyer's mortgage is A. Okay, cool. So this is like the same question we had, but worded differently.
Um,
Really.
Seasons always mess me up.
Buyer's mortgage. Really?
Oh, I think uh A. I don't know.
Yeah, good job. God, I even was like second guessing. Yeah, so it'd be credit to the buyer. So when it says a mortgage or the loan, it's all the money that the buyers are getting to pay for the home. So that's
Okay.
a people often think of a mortgage as a debt, but on the closing statement, it is actually a credit to the buyer. It reduces the amount of money the buyer must bring to the closing table. Well, not that explanation is super helpful, but okay. The promise in a deed that the seller is the owner of the property and the buyer has the right to possess it is known as the covenant A against liens and encumbrances, B of season, C of quiet enjoyment, or D of warranty forever.
Um, I don't really know what the other ones are. I would think C, but I don't know.
I think B or C. Okay.
I don't even know what that means.
A promise or agreement of possession under a legal right is covenant of season.
Oh,
I don't even know if I'm saying that right. The covenant of quiet enjoyment states that no other person will claim right on the title through the grantor. Okay. So that, I mean, these were definitely both the best answers, but the right
yeah.
answer is gonna be this one.
Okay.
When it says the right to possess. So I think the key thing to know in this is gonna be the possession underneath.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a hard one. Okay. An estate is offering a parcel of property for the listed price and contents of the home for a separate price. Which instrument should be used to transfer title of the house's content? A, special warranty deed, B, bill of sale, C, general warranty deed, or D, quitclaim deed.
I think it's a bill of sale.
Perfect, good job. So deeds are meant to transfer title to real property. A bill of sale is the best instrument to transfer title to personal property. Good job. Awesome.